Hey everybody, Steve here, and we're at the end of a 15-hour day. It is 15 hours and like 3 minutes. You might be saying, hey, but there's 24 hours in a day. Why is your day 15 hours? Well, we're retired here in Korea. So, we sold everything in the States and we decided to settle down here in Korea, which has been really good. Well, I had some problems with this eye, my right eye, and I started getting like a blind spot in my lower left-hand corner. So like if I looked at my nose, I wouldn't be able to see my nose because there was this blank spot, kind of like a dark gray filter, and it was like, okay, whatever. So it got a little bit worse, so we got an appointment up at Samsung Medical Center up in Seoul. So we did that. They did a number of tests and all that, and they said, well, you don't have glaucoma, but you do need to come back and get an MRI and another test and whatever. So during that 2 weeks or so, just over 2 weeks, this eye problem, which was a stachoma, had gotten worse. So it had taken up more of my field of view and progressively got worse until we got to the hospital again today for my MRI in my head and some other eye field of vision, acuity, whatever test or whatever. So we do that and we stop off at the International Health Service office, wherever it is, and to see if we can get and schedule a follow-up appointment that was, shorter than 2.5 weeks away, because we're looking at the 21st of May to find out the results and, let's see what's going to happen and what's the diagnosis and so on and so forth. So anyway, we go up there and they're like, oh yeah, no, the doctor wants to see you now. And it's like, okay, that's ominous. So yeah, that's interesting, Anyway, it ends up that my right eye has a detached retina. And on top of the detached retina, it has 4 retinal tears in my right eye. So there's that. So they're going to do surgery for that. And then there was one tear, retinal tear in my left eye, which the ophthalmologist said, hey, we're going to go ahead and do this now. And it's like, oh, really? Now? Yeah, we're going to shoot a laser in your eye and we're going to burn around it or whatever to contain that tear so that it can't rip any further. And then, of course, it won't go into a retinal detachment. So there's that. And it was like, wow, okay, that's interesting. So we did that today. And then we saw the surgeon for my eye, and it ends up that, yeah, I need eye surgery like yesterday. So couldn't do it yesterday, too late for it being tonight. And so tomorrow we have to go back to the hospital. We've got to do some more tests. And then my surgery is going to be about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So yeah, and then I have to spend the night. Okay, that's all well and dandy, and I have my TRICARE Overseas Select, which has got to pay for that, and we got to do a copay or whatever. So, but yeah, there's all that. That's like huge. Well, and here's the other part. It ends up that, what is the cause of this? It's one thing to find out, yeah, this is what's wrong, but why is this happening? Why did this start out as retinal tears? Why did it become a detached retina? And why is there so many of them? And why do I have them in both my eyes? Inquiring minds want to know, especially when it comes to your vision. So anyway, it ends up that if you have myopia or nearsightedness, that puts you at a very higher risk for retinal tears, retinal detachment, glaucoma. And they said, yeah, you should have known about this. You should have been told that, yeah, you need to come in and get frequent checks. Yeah, you should have known about this, and you should have had periodic checks from time to time to stay abreast of this and how this could be a possible problem in the future, which the future is now, and I do have those problems. This is amazing because at Samsung Medical Center, this is the first I've ever heard of it. And these people bent over backwards. It was like, okay, yeah, we're going to try to get you in today. If we can't get you into surgery today, we're definitely going to do it tomorrow. And so then there was another flurry of tests. I mean, there's like 7 or 8 other tests that I had to do. I had to redo other tests that I had taken before, on top of my MRI that I got today and all that stuff. Dilating the eyes, and I posted a picture on that. And yeah, it was just like boom, 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 boom. I don't know if you know about Korean hospitals, but the American hospitals that I've been to are slow. They're kind of inefficient, but this was just like, I was amazed. And it kind of gives you this marketplace, bus station, busy train station type of feel in the Korean hospitals. So, which is a little disconcerting at first, but then when you see the efficiency in which everything is done and how many people they get through and test and do their things, I was pretty impressed. I still kind of feel weird because it feels like you're in the middle of Los Angeles train station or bus station, big, huge hub, tons of people. There's like 7,400 staff at the hospital, just the staff, like 1,200 doctors, 2,600 nurses, and then, the remainder is a bunch of other people, so researchers or whatever. So yeah, it is a huge facility, does a huge amount of people, inpatient, outpatient, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, they have to be efficient, and that's the whole thing. As the wife said, this is the reason their transportation is so good in Korea, and the reason that they're good at what they do here in the hospitals. It's bali, it's hurry. So yeah, get them in, do what you need to do, be fast, efficient, good service, polite, the whole 9 yards, and that's exactly what we ended up getting. So that's what we got going on. So anyway, it ends up that if you have this nearsightedness, which I have, myopia, is that you're at the higher risk for retinal tears, retinal detachment, and so on and so forth. And I was never told that in the United States at all, at any time during my life. Never, ever, even when I got my LASIK surgery. No one had ever said that. So if you were nearsighted or you had a case of severe nearsightedness and you got LASIK and whatever, you should be getting your eyes checked and getting your retinas checked more frequently, probably real frequently, to make sure, because that makes you more susceptible to retinal tears and retina detachments. So yeah, there's that. Today was also fun because on top of all that, I said that this eye has one retinal tear, but it's attached and it's okay, but I have one tear in this eye. This eye has 4 retinal tears and the retina is detached. So today what they ended up doing is laser surgery on this eye, which took about, 10, 15 minutes or whatever. Zap a laser, the laser sharks with lasers on their head or whatever, zapped in and, I guess sealed up that tear, that retinal tear that I had, so it wouldn't spread out and become a retina detachment. So we did that today. So this eye's all jacked up, and of course they're all dilated, and I'm just kind of wandering around. I can't see through this eye anyway. But yeah, tomorrow it ends up is going to be really interesting because I'm going to get surgery for the detached retina on this. Now, on top of this, it's not over yet. On top of this, I also have cataracts. So, and usually 50 years old, and this is the first time I ever heard this as well. The surgeon and the ophthalmologist and the doctor, they're saying, okay, well, when you hit 50, we tell people that you need to be cognizant and come in and get checked for cataracts, because I guess they start seeing cataracts at like age 50. I'm 56. No one ever in my life has ever said, hey, when you hit 50, you need to start looking and getting checked for cataracts. I've never heard that ever about any age. So yeah, I got to get cataract surgery as well. So what they're going to end up doing is do cataract surgery, and I definitely on this eye, and I think this eye as well. So they'll replace the lens. They'll take the old one out. They'll put a new lens in there, and then they're going to go ahead and then do the retinal attachment surgery, and then they'll do what they got to do in there. That will require going in general anesthesia, so they're going to put me under, and they're going to do everything that they need to do to fix me up. So yeah, I am super pleased with Samsung Medical Hospital. It's not a clinic, it is huge. It is a giant hospital. Real pleased, especially when we found out what was going on. And yeah, it's fast and furious. The great thing is, it's not glaucoma, it's not diabetes and retinopathy, it's not macular degeneration, it's detached retina, and it's to the point of where it's like, yeah, we're going to put you in for immediate surgery tomorrow. So yeah, that's what we got going on. And but wait, there's more. The recovery period. So the recovery period from my laser that I got on this eye today, that's not a big deal. It's pretty much healed, pretty much clear vision, almost to what it was before. So I'm good to go on this side. For this is a lot more complicated and entailed, because what they got to end up doing, they got to take some jelly out of my eyeball, and then they got to go in there and they put like 3 holes in the eyeball, and they have instruments that go in there and they fix and reattach and do whatever. And then they're going to inject my eye with a gaseous substance. So they're going to put some type of gas substance in my eyeball, and what that'll do is your retinas that's detached from the eye, that gas will push the eye up against the retina, and it will heal. And then the gas will be absorbed by my body after a certain period of time, and then, I don't know, I think it was like a month or so or whatever, that I should get about 50% of my vision back. And then it's kind of, slowly recover after that. Success rate on this is about 90% is what the surgeon said. And, he's like, hey, you got the cataracts, we'll do the cataract. You got the detached retina, we're going to do that. How do you feel about that, doing both of those? And I'm like, yeah, we're going to do it. Let's do it all at once. Get it done and over with. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. Yeah. So kind of a fun day. And the recovery period is going to be interesting. Now, this is going to cut into my gym time, big time. And people know I've been putting on some size. I've been doing some bulk, and I'm up to about 250 right now. But the recovery period is that after I get the surgery, I have to be prone, face down, like the majority of the day, sleep face down. And, if I'm at a table, I have to be like this with face down. So that way the gravity has a part, and part of my eye will be down, and then the gas will push, the retina back to where it's supposed, or the eyeball into the retina, or retina into the eyeball, whatever it is, back together. So that's why I need to have my head down like this. So that's going to be 2 weeks. So yeah, 2 weeks of no gym. That I thought, okay, well, I can do 2 weeks and laying down and being prone, I'll listen to audiobooks or whatever. But no, it's going to be a little bit longer than that as well. So yeah, I'm going to go through an involuntary cut, right, starting tomorrow. And yeah, it's going to take a number of months, and I can't go on planes, I can't go up in the mountains, I can't go in a sauna, I can't get my eye wet after the surgery after a number of weeks, 3-4 weeks or whatever. Of course, I got to go back and get reevaluated to see how well it's doing. So, that's more trips that we're going to have to take up to Samsung Medical Center. So yeah, that's what we got going on. It's good news, because it's not macular degeneration. It's not bad stuff like, as far as we know, stroke. It deals with the myopia, being nearsighted, and you're at a greater risk for retinal tears and detachments. So apparently, which nobody had ever told me before. So yeah, thank you, American ophthalmologists and doctors. You didn't really serve me well. And so I'm glad I'm here in Korea to get this done, because they were able to catch it and inform me of all this stuff, and that, hey, they were able to, I've never seen a hospital work so fast to try to get somebody into surgery well, with the exception of my gallbladder surgery. But even then, I had to kind of lie about that and go back. There's a whole other story about that. But yeah, Korea has been awesome, and Samsung Medical Center has been awesome for, immediately it was like, yeah, you need to see the ophthalmologist for the reports on your MRI that you just got today. Need to see the doc. And then it's like, okay, well, you need to see the surgeon. And well, you need to take all of these other tests, get a COVID test, do all these other tests for your eye and so on. Drawing blood like no tomorrow, and everything was just a whirlwind of other tests, and it was just done quick, fast, and in a hurry, with speed, efficiency, and kindness and professionalism. That's the thing that kind of was amazing to me, is that being in this Korean hospital, which was one of the top 3 hospitals in Korea, we haven't run across anybody who's been nasty, mean, or rude, which is kind of, you expect that when you're in the United States. Oh man, you can get some bad nurses or, whatever, bad doctors, staff, receptionists, even information booth people in the United States will be pissed off and rude, that you're interrupting their day, by making them do work or whatever, by asking them a question. But here in Korea, so far, my experience has been that's not the case. It's been utmost in professionalism, getting stuff done, helping out. And talking about helping out, my wife is awesome. She is incredible. She went with me on this trip, and I don't think I would have been able to do all the things that we did today without her. So she's 100% awesome as always. But yeah, just a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, it's 15 hours. We ended up this morning going at like 7. We left here at like 7 o'clock, I think it was, and now it's 20 after 10 at night. So yeah, we ended up having a little lunch. So tomorrow's going to be fun because we get to do this all over again, but with surgery and general anesthesia. And then we also get to spend the night because it's what they do, and I have to spend the night with my head down and being in the prone position. So that'll be interesting. And then get to come home if everything checks out and they don't have to go back and do anything. There's about 8 to 10% chance that there could be complications. We're gonna shoot for no complications. And then if I come home, then I've got a number of weeks which I still need to be prone. And the surgeon says, how well you recover is kind of dependent upon how much I spend in this position here, with my head facing down. So yeah, obviously no gym time, no saunas, can't get water in the eye. It's going to be a real interesting 2 weeks. So obviously I'm going to cut down on some calories because I'm not going to be able to make it to the gym 4 times a week. But yeah, it's good news overall because we can get it fixed, get it done and over with. And especially because we had a trip planned to Hawaii come this October. So we're still, Lord willing, we're still planning on getting to Hawaii this October. We'll see how that goes. But definitely getting this all fixed, that is a good thing. And seeing that it can be fixed, that's an even better thing. And I just couldn't imagine being in the United States and knowing the level of care that we got in American hospitals. I would not have gotten this good of care. It's just the way it is. So yeah, it was a long day, and I'm glad to be here, get this fixed. Glad it's not something serious like, oh, you had a stroke and you need stents and you're gonna, whatever. It could be so much worse. Or it's macular degeneration and you're just gonna go blind, period. There's nothing we can do. Yeah, it's just, or you got diabetes and you're gonna go blind and whatever. So yeah, there's a lot of blessings and thankful that what I have can be fixed. And the surgeon said, hey, well, here's the deal is that, of course, afterwards, and it said, I think it was like fully recovered in like 8 months, a year or something. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it could have been a lot worse. Because yeah, it just don't get a real warm fuzzy with American hospitals, or at least the ones that I have been to. So yeah, so that's what went on today, and so we're gonna get our stuff ready. We're gonna get some sleep, start this all over again. Get the bus from a 1.5 hour bus ride from Camp Humphreys, Walking Gate, right outside the Walking Gate area, up to the hospital. We'll do tests in the morning. I think my first test is like 11 or something like that. And then, of course, the surgery is scheduled for 2 in the afternoon, 1400 for military-minded folks. But that is subject to change as well. It could be earlier, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, yeah, that's what went on today. Yeah. So for those of you who were sending prayers and thoughts and good vibes and all that stuff, appreciate that. And that's the reason why I'm making the videos. I wanted to let those people know what's going on, and eventually we'll try to get some footage tomorrow and stuff like that, and we'll make a more polished video. I don't know what condition I'll be in, but eventually we'll make a more polished video and see how things go as far as recovery and everything else. So yeah, that's what we got going on. So these are the big guns for now. They're going to get smaller, I think. So that's your last look. Unintentional cutting. That's what we're doing. So anyway, so that's it. If you got any comments, put them in the comment section down below. Don't know how often I'll be able to reply to comments and stuff like that, but because everything's going to be put on hold with what's going on tomorrow, new lenses. I wish they could just give me new eyeballs, but we're not there yet technically. Technology hasn't advanced to the point where they could make me the $6 million man and just pop in another couple eyeballs and be good to go. So it's coming though, it's coming. So anyway, that's it. We'll see. I got to finish my latte and get some stuff ready for tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. All right. Thanks for watching. Peace.